Okay, this is going to be a cook with me. And it is, oh, sorry, I got Ninja Ginger cookies on me. You'll see that Monday night's vlog. Karo Beth did her Ninja gingerbread cookies. I bit his head off, but hey, they are so cute and they are so good. If you have an Aldi and they still have any left, them suckers went quick. Me and my sister ran in yesterday. If you saw yesterday's vlog, you heard all that. And all they had left was 2 ugly sweater kits. So, if you got your Ginger Ninjas, good for you. If not, I'm so sorry. But this is going to be a cook with me on my Olliff Bourbon Balls. It is not Christmas unless you have Olliff's Bourbon Balls and Olliff's Spritz cookies. And that might be the only 2 things that Big Mama makes off her baking list. Karo Beth made the sugar cookies, which are all gone. She's made the Ninja Ginger cookies, and I'm sure by tomorrow those will be gone. On my Olliff Bourbon Balls, and that's going to be the only thing on this cook with me. And y'all know me, my pothole's going to rattle. But here is the recipe. And the other day, December the 14th, would have been her 114th birthday. Yes. Yes. And that's my grandma that taught me everything that I know. So, but what you need for one batch is a box of vanilla wafers, 1 cup of powdered sugar, I'm trying to read it backwards, 5 tablespoons of bourbon, and Grandma never drank. A half a cup of chopped nuts. She always did pecans. And 2 tablespoons of Karo syrup. And my Karo syrup is the one thing I forgot to go get out of the pantry. Let me go get it and I'll be right back. Okay. And basically you're going to, okay, yeah, and 2 tablespoons of Karo syrup. So I'm going to do it this way so you can screenshot it. And that way you'll have it. Okay? You are going to crush your vanilla wafers. And you are going to chop your nuts. And I found the best way of doing my chopped nuts, actually, my NutriBullet. I kid you not. If you have a food processor, great. Perfect. My grandmother actually used to, kind of her theory on the rutabaga, y'all. She would actually take, and she had a pillowcase that she would put her nuts in, her pecans, and she would take that hammer and she'd go out on the porch, kid you not, and she'd hammer those nuts in that pillowcase. It worked. Back then we didn't have food processors and choppers and, you know, and that's just how she would do it. She would use that, and she always, well, it seems like white pillowcases may have been all we ever had. No, we had some funky, flowery, yellow ones. Yeah, I remember them. I remember them. They were like daisies and yellow flowers. Anyhow, she wouldn't use those. It had to be a white cotton pillowcase, I'm just saying. And that's how she would crush her pecans. And then the vanilla wafers, she would let us squish those. And that was, we always thought that was the most fun. Of just sitting there getting to crunch them. I remember that. I remember that. I might get Karo Beth in here and let her just go to town squishing them vanilla wafers. I might do that. So, we're going to get everything chopped up, and then we'll get back to you. I want y'all to see what it looks like. Get the Ninja for these too. Yeah. Oh no, they're squishing. They're squishing. I am making 4 batches. So I'm quadrupling my recipe. Last year I made 6 batches. I still got more vanilla wafers in there, so let's see. I need to make my balls smaller this year. So So I'm going to need 4 boxes of vanilla wafers, 4 cups of powdered sugar, 20 tablespoons of bourbon, 2 cups of chopped nuts, and 8 tablespoons of Karo syrup, and a partridge in a pear tree. Yeah. We're still crunching. I've already chopped up all my nuts. Yeah, I'm going to have to put these through the ninja thingy. Okay, huns, I'm back. Alright, I've gotten all my vanilla wafers ground up. I've gotten all my pecans ground up. And this is what we're looking like. It looks like beach sand. It feels like beach sand. That's the vanilla wafers, and the pecans are just kind of down in there in the bottom. I'm going to kind of pull them to the top. I'm just going to kind of mix that in. I am going to go get me a big spoon. But now we are ready to... Hey, Hans! You flipped. We're going to need our 4 cups of powdered sugar because, like I said, I'm quadrupling my recipe. So I'm just going to... I've got a 2-cup measuring cup. So how's y'all's day been? We have not had any more falling through the roofs. But the day ain't over yet. Just saying. The day ain't over yet. I saw somebody I knew driving by. Alright, so there's 2. We need 2 more. If you hear munching, it's Foxy behind me. Snacking. We give her dry dog food to snack on. And it might help if you got it in the bowl, Big Mama. Just saying. And that was, I've still got that much left out of that bag. I got a big bag at the Costco as a backup. Got this at Aldi's, and I'll probably buy some more. I'm just saying, they're going to have it on sale. It don't go bad, really. I don't even know. It's got a date on it. Let's see. Let's answer this question. Best by September the 6th, 2020. Just saying. Maybe Big Mama needs to buy some and put in a Rubbermaid tub. I don't feel like counting out. Okay, Google, how many cups is 20 tablespoons of bourbon? Usually she'll tell me. Convert tablespoons to cups. That's what we need. From 20 tablespoons to cups. So I need 20 tablespoons. Go. One and 2.5 cups, so that would be 1 1/4. 1 1/4. On a bad day, 1 1/2. If you have people fall on your roof, it's 1 1/2. Ooh, this is like Costco's version of Crown Royal. I'm just saying. Bourbon was more expensive. So what did we say, 1 1/4? We're going to be like Justin Wilson. That's 1 1/4. But it's been a bad holiday. So, 1 3/4. That looks about right, don't it? I'll pour it on in there, I'm just saying. For all you Baptists, look away. For all you Methodists, hey, boy! We got that saying down here in the South. Well, you can tell a Baptist from a Methodist. The Methodists are going to say hey to you in the liquor store while the Baptists are in the corner hiding. I'm just saying. If I offended anybody, I'm so sorry. All right, woo! Now I know how Grandma made it through the holidays. That is stout smelling, y'all. Like I said, she would do her fruitcakes starting at Thanksgiving and go all the way to Christmas. Every week she'd pull them cakes out, pour a cup of bourbon over each one. They always under her bed. No wonder Grandma was always Merry Christmas. She was merry, all right. Okay. Honey, where she got the energy from, I do not know. And she was old when she moved in with us because she was born in 1904. She moved in when 1969? Yeah, 1969. So, I don't even know. I'm not even going to try to do the math. Somebody do the math and let me know how old my Oma was when she moved in with us. Anyhow, like I said, she basically raised me. I was 2. I just remember my mother being mean and my Oma saving me. That's all I remember. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Anywho. But yeah. Yeah. Now, alright, we got our vanilla wafers. We got our powdered sugar. We got our bourbon. We've got our chopped nuts. I put them in whenever I ground the vanilla wafers. I just went ahead and ground my nuts and threw them in there. So now we need our Karo syrup. And 2, 4, 6, 8. We need 8 tablespoons of Karo syrup. It smells getting too big, Mama. Woo! I'll open up your head. Hey, Hans, how y'all doing? We'll just stand here and smell bourbon balls. I mean, I'm just saying. What'd I say? 8. 1, 2. Y'all like to see how big Mama's measuring this. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's draining off the thing. I don't care. 7, 8. Close enough. Close enough. We could always put more bourbon in it. If it seems sticky or dry, add more bourbon. Okay, what you're going to want to do, once you get all that mixed together, you are going to, and I'm just kind of, it's all in one big bowl. I almost thought my bowl wasn't going to be big enough. And I'm just taking this spoon, and you really got to kind of work it. Work it in, work it in. And y'all have made the comment y'all liked how I'd fast forward through Carol Best. If it is one more person, it's that same number. I'm not answering it. Oh, I'll answer. Hello?
Just like you qualify for this program, however, most of them don't know it. And
it's for student loan forgiveness. Big Mama ain't got no student loans.
You may qualify for this time-sensitive program?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear how you may qualify for this time-sensitive program?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let me just ask a few questions before I transfer you to an enrollment specialist. First question, do you currently have any federal student loans?
Is this a live person?
didn't hear you clearly. Do you currently have any federal student loans?
Are you a live person?
Do you currently have any federal student loans?
Do you currently have a pulse?
Well, thank you for your time and have a nice day.
Anywho, you are going, she needs some bourbon balls, y'all. I'm just saying. Honey, they have called my house phone and my cell phone, I kid you not, 6 times today. 6. Yes, to the ma'am. Big Mama ain't got no student loans. No. Anywho, you just gonna keep mixing this together. We're gonna be here for a while, y'all. See, Big Mama's dipping, mixing, and we are at the point. Best thing we can do at this point, get our hands in it. But hold on. Alright, once you get to this point, your best bet is to start mixing it with your hands, but it is very sticky. So, between that Karo syrup and that bourbon, and what you're going to do is you are going to roll them out into balls and then put them in the confection sugar anyway. So take your hands, I've got me a little bowl here to roll them in. Take your hands and go ahead and coat them real good with that confection sugar. And see how sticky? I mean, it's sticky. I'm just going to I'm going to get it off that spoon, like that. And we are just going to start. In fact, I might add a little bit of confection sugar to it. And I'm just kind of mixing in with my hands. Oh, and now I'm all sticky and I can't point y'all down. Hey, Brian! We're going to get a cameraman. Of course, if he does my camera like he did my room. I'm just saying. And he is fine. To everybody that has asked if he's okay, thank you so much. He is fine. He feels so bad that he did it. And we kept telling him it was not his fault. It was an accident. Sheetrock is easy to fix. And if that is the only thing that got hurt was that sheetrock, and yeah, my freezer door is dented. And Big Mama and Fat Man might be buying a new freezer door. I'm just saying it might work out cheaper just buying a new dead freezer. I mean, you know. I'm still just kind of working this in, and whoo, y'all, this smell. Whoo, they need to make a candle like this. I'm just saying. Whoo. You about can get drunk just off the smell. No wonder Grandma had them things under her bed. Girl, sweet Hanny's to heaven. Alright, and I'm still, alright, I am a, do you see this? I'm still just kind of working those dry ingredients in. And don't anybody say it's because I put too much bourbon. We're going to say it was the Karo syrup. It was the Karo syrup. Alright. I think that is, yeah, I think that is all kind of. And it did take my wedding rings off. Big Mama was smart in that regard. Last year I did not. Honey, I was getting stuff out of them rings for months. In fact, whenever I had to take it to the jeweler to get the stone put back in, and they cleaned it for me. They actually removed the other stones, cleaned the entire ring, cleaned the stones, cleaned the points, put more points on, and they had made the comment that you would not believe how much stuff we I'm like, yeah, I can believe it. It was probably them bourbon balls. But I had a very bad habit of not taking off my rings. And ever since I lost that diamond, thank God, I found that sucker. Because y'all, Alright, my hands are still a sticky mess, but what I'm going to do, I'm trying to get as much as I can off. And I am going to make my balls. Might have to go wash. But then again, I'm like, why wash my hands? And they're just going to get right back into it. So, but I've got so much on there, I can't make a good ball. Alright, I'm going to just kind of drop him in there. Coat him a little bit. And that, last year I made them about like that. And I know from spurts, that was too big. That big truck went up. So we're going to go like that. Once I get them all made up, alright, we're going to go about like that. I will show you. Okay, I got smart for once. And this might be the only time, so somebody jot this down. So I did wash my hands because I got to where I just could not, yeah. I'm getting my, if you've never found this little nifty, it's a measuring cup. And yes, it did start smearing, but oh well. It goes from, I can't read what that was. Half a teaspoon maybe, to a teaspoon, to a tablespoon. And you just slid down. I'm going to go like to the, next to the smallest. And we're just going to kind of, can you see that? Scoop to the edge. Pop out. Roll. Roll. And I think that might be the perfect size ball. Do you see that one versus that one? And my hands really, other than the powdered sugar, my hands are not a total mess. And we might be able to stretch this sucker. Yeah, I think that's going to work much better. So I'm just going to roll and dip and drop. So I'm going to be here for a while. So Mama's going to sit, Big Mama's going to sit her hind on down. I'm going to cook like Carol Beth. Woo! Hey y'all! Carol Beth did her ninjas. I did Brian's, Lord, I was about to make a tablespoon ball. Big Mama needs one, I'm telling. Brian done took off with 4 of these jokers. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, this is going to work out. This is going to work out much better. I'm just going to do up several and then drop them in that powdered sugar. And then just kind of go from there. Oh yeah, this is saving my hands, like big time from being icky. But yeah, that little turd took off with a bunch of them. I had several on the pan. And I was just telling him to come and smell the bowl. Well, he smelled the bowl and took the he smelled the bowl and took my pan. I still have not colored my hair. It is washed. But that is something I can do later tonight if need be. I was going to clean my bathroom after I colored it. There's no point in coloring it and then cleaning it and then coloring it. If you color your hair, you know what I'm talking about, ladies. You know where I'm going with this. It's going to make a mess. There's a big one. Yeah, I was going to measure, but where's the fun in that? Yeah. So we're just kind of using it as a scoop. Wish I had it away. A melon baller would be too big. Melon baller would be way too big. Comment down below if you know something Big Mama can use to measure bourbon balls out with. I'm just saying. Depends on your holiday. Yeah. But if, yeah, you got the recipe now, make your Christmas You can't say Big Mama didn't try to help you have a Merry Christmas. I'm just saying. Yeah, see, if I don't use that scoop, it just... I'm trying to kind of scrape the sides some before I start kind of getting there and into the meat of it. You know what I'm saying? But, anywho, both got our ninjas done. We're going to kind of, oh! You can scoop it that way and then kind of cut it off. There you go. Now we're cooking with gas. You just kind of scoop it, smush it, cut it. What was it on the plate? Play-Doh, roll it, cut it. Crisscross smash, I don't know. Anywho, I got his brownies done for his brownie trifle. I'm going to assemble it tomorrow. Me and baby girl are going to go to Sam's tomorrow to get Becca's sandwich tray for her to work. I thought about going to Aldi's and just getting the stuff and just making it. But I thought I wanted to go to Sam's to do those stupid pictures anyway. And we need to go to Dollar Tree and get picture frames and a partridge in a pear tree. So this was supposed to be a cook with me, and now it's like spill my guts to y'all. Eat a bourbon ball and have a good day. But that is how you make Olliff's bourbon balls. Yep. About like that. That's really and truly the size you want. This is a little bit big. And the way you can tell your drunk friends from your not drunk friends, if they go for the bigger balls. I'm just saying. If you see them going for those bigger balls, stick a plate of them out. Have them assorted sizes. Let them eat one. After they eat that one, and you see them go back for another one, if they get the real big ones, that there right lets you know. That's a good character teaching tool right there. I can remember my grandmother making a comment about somebody. Who was it? Oh, it was somebody in our neighborhood. No. Ooh, I know who it was. It was Old Man Abernathy. Yes. He actually lived across the street from us. Don't remember his first name. And his last name is Abernathy. I ain't talking about you or your kinfolks, honey, I'm sure. Anywho, he was a real bad alcoholic. We did not know that as kids. We just thought he was always kind of, I don't know, clumsy. We can remember him staggering through the neighborhood, like on Otis, on Andy Griffith. He wouldn't harm a flea. I mean, you know, seriously, Old Man Abernathy would not hurt a fly. But he would stagger. And us kids, we just thought he was clumsy. I mean, we were kids, we didn't know. But I do remember them talking about he actually put in his name for running of mayor one year. I don't even remember what year it was. Seems like it might have been around 73, 74, somewhere up through there. I might have to look that up. I wonder if they would have that on the internet. Anywho, he actually ran for mayor. And I can remember Grandma and Mother talking about Old Man Abernathy running for mayor. And my grandmother making the comment, the old sot should have known better. Yeah. And we didn't know what sot meant. We had no clue. But she called him old sot. And he had come. Mom and them didn't actually entertain. And Grandmother would go and visit people. And she would take things, like I said, to our teachers, to the ladies in the neighborhood, to Miss Parker, and I can remember going visiting with her. Like I said, we had to go see old woman Parker. She was an old maid. She never got married, never had kids. And grandmother called her ma'am. And so for my grandmother to call somebody ma'am, that just blew my mind. I mean, you know, as a kid, you think your grandma is... So, but the lady was older than grandmother. I don't know how much older, but... and grandmother called her... the spinster. Miss Spinster. But her name was Miss Parker. Anywho. Oh, I know when she used the term spinster. Grandmother would even have to put on her white half gloves. They came to like right there when we got ready to go visit Miss Parker. And I always thought it kind of odd. She wouldn't put them on to go visit anybody else. Now, she would put them on if we were going downtown shopping. Grandmother would have those afternoon gloves, or day gloves as they were called. She would have them gloves on. I mean, like June Cleaver, for real, Grandma had her gloves on. But to go visiting, I don't remember her. I know when we went and like saw Mr. and Mrs. Williams and people like that, people through the neighborhood and all, she didn't put those gloves on. But for Miss Parker, grandmother would have those gloves on. Well, one day we had stopped by after we had gone to the grocery store or something. We could walk to the grocery store from our house. And we stopped by to drop off something that she had picked up from Miss Parker. Grandmother didn't have her gloves. And I guess it didn't even really occur to grandmother that she didn't have them. But honey, Miss Parker said something, I never will forget that. Because my grandmother, she felt so like gotten onto, like she was a child nearby. And I can remember as we were walking away after we left, grandmother made the phrase, the old spinster got onto me like I was a schoolgirl. And so that's the time that she called her the spinster. And I'm kind of, you know. So, but yeah. Yep. Like I said, the other day would have been her 114th birthday. And it's hard to think that she would have been 114, but she would have been 114. She died in 2005. And there is not a day, honestly, there's not a day that goes by that I do not think of my grandmother. It's either a smell or a memory, or I'll see something, or I'll hear something. If I hear the song Moon River, I think of my grandmother. If I think about chicken and dumplings, or if it's a really rainy, cold day, I think of my grandmother because I think I need to go make some chicken and dumplings. Grandma would. Yep, if it was a rainy, cold day, no matter what Grandma had planned, it would change for chicken and dumplings. I'm just saying. Yep. And at Christmas time, I always think of her because of her Bourbon Balls. Oh, she would do Martha Washington. That's why I was saying, I just can't believe. Good gravy. I can remember the week that school would let out, or the week before maybe. Honey, she would set about, and she would call it her candy baking week. It's candy baking week. And she would make Bourbon Balls. She would make Spritz cookies. She would make Martha Washington candy, and I used to make it, and it just, I doubt I'll make it this year. That is one of the most time-consuming things. They are so good. You actually use paraffin wax, and you melt your baker's unsweetened chocolate and that paraffin wax, and that is how you dip your candy, and that chocolate sticks to the candy. There's a big ball. Old Sots would go for that one. But yeah, she would make Martha Washington Bourbon Balls, Spritz cookies, Divinity, pecan logs, What else? The sugared nuts. Seems like she would do the rum pecans. The cherry cordials, I can remember those. The fruit cakes, I can remember those. I mean, she would just, and like one whole day would be nothing but bourbon balls. And to me as a kid, and seriously, you could look around the kitchen. I kid you not, we had a huge kitchen in the old house. You could look around the kitchen, and it seemed like on every counter, every space, all the tables, she'd drag a table. She would bring in her sewing table. I kid you not. She'd have the dining room table. We had a formal dining room, but we had a table in the eating kitchen too. She'd have them on the washer. The washer was in the living room. Yes. No, not living room. Excuse me. The washer was in the kitchen. The dryer was like in the pantry, maybe, because it was added later. Anywho, every available space. Like if it was bourbon ball day, honey, everywhere you saw was Jagger bourbon balls. How many batches she made, I have no clue. But I know it was more than 4. Because our teachers would all get some, and like Robert and Deborah, once they were in junior high and high school, you had more than one Dagburn teacher. Now in elementary school, we only had one teacher, so. And it was just at Pocahontas, the house on Pocahontas, that she would do that. I don't remember, once we moved from there, she just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it's because she was getting older or she just didn't feel that same sense of community. Because once we moved, I remember everything changed. She got to where she just didn't have her same group of like neighborhood friends. She didn't drive. So that affected a good bit. Yeah, I'm still rambling. Anyhow, I'm taking my big balls and I'm breaking them up and I'm making 2 little balls. Yeah. Why not? It might be a good size where I can just kind of, yeah, that's better. Like I said, if you see somebody going for the big balls, you know they thoughts. It's a good character training tool. So, if that is bourbon balls, make some. Enjoy the holidays. If it's a real bad holiday, eat more than one. I'm just saying. Yeah. If you have people fall through your ceiling, you need a bourbon ball. Yeah. In-laws coming over, eat a bourbon ball. You don't get along well with your mother, and you're going to have to go and have family dinner, eat a bourbon ball. You got arthritis, you need some relief, eat a bourbon ball. Yeah. So, until next time, put on those pearls, put on that powdered sugar, put on that smile. You'll have several after you eat some of these, I'm just saying. And y'all have a good day. Gotta make it an even better day, I'm just saying. Grandma was a smart woman. I'm just saying. Bye, y'all. Okay, quick tip on your bourbon balls. And this is, hold on. That is one pan. And I've got one pan in the freezer, about that same size. Stick them in your freezer. I'm just going to stick them in there just like this. Rough and loose. I've got this other one and my pull out. Thing. It's not quite as crowded. Once they freeze and kind of harden, then you can put them in like either a big Ziploc bag or go ahead and individually package them up to give as gifts. However you want to do them. I usually will go ahead and package them up like in quart-sized bags, or if we have the little treat bags, I'll do them that way. This one I'm probably going to have to take and go put in our big freezer because I'm out of room in this one. So, but I did want to give you that tip. Freeze them just loose and then bag them up either in a gallon bag or a big bag, however you want to do them. And then if you do them like in your little, like I usually do a dozen balls to give as a gift. I'll count out 12 balls with that flare. And that's one gift. And then I'll do like a goodie box. I will do, well, last year I did Martha Washington candy, Spritz cookies, Bourbon Balls, Divinity, and pecan logs. And I just had like tins and the little gift boxes, and I just kind of did the little assorted thing. This year, I'm just doing Bourbon Balls and Spritz cookies. And that's it. That's it. That's what you're eating. And for the alcoholic neighbors that we have, if you want more than one batch, well, one 12 dozen bag, not 12 dozen, 12 count bag, a dozen, you know, whatever. You will be getting the recipe. And that way your wives, hold on. That way your wives can make you some. There's my hole, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. This is how we're having to do the freezer, because when Skinny Man hit, he dented. Yeah, that piece of sheetrock, we're worried it might, that we might have to go ahead and pull that on down. I need to get these before that insulation. So, but I did want to give you that tip on the balls. Freeze your balls, people! Freeze your balls! Y'all, have a good night. Bye. Okay. Hey, Hines, I know it's like the next day, but I'm working on my... Ooh, hey, y'all. I'm working on my Spritz cookies, and that will be tomorrow's vlog. Yeah, which is today for me. Anywho, for the Bourbon Balls, I was going to show y'all how to package them up just where they're kind of cute. Once you take them off your cookie sheet, they are going to be frozen individually, and you're going to be able to take and put them in like a Ziploc bag. Like I said, I just count out 12, and it doesn't matter if they're all different sizes. Like I said, that's how you can tell who's a shot and who's not. I'm just saying. But I make sure to put on their Bourbon Balls, because I can do some pecan logs, and I try to make those a different shape. Usually I'll do them like an oval. Brian says they look like a turd. Anywho, make sure to mark them Bourbon Balls. You don't want any little ones getting hold of the wrong thing. I'm just saying. And then I just take and tie a cute little, that jute string. I just tie a cute bow around it. If I know that they're going to be eating them immediately, I will go ahead and cut off the Ziploc top. That way it's just cuter. Like if I'm taking them to someone's house, like this one. See how it's got more than 12? I'm going to be taking them to somebody's house that we're actually going to for a party. And that is going to be, I'm going to take it and some of my Spritz cookies. I'm just making like a assorted tray. And so, where was I going with this? Oh, I'll go ahead and cut that top off, especially if I'm going to take some extras to give to the hostess. And I will. And just kind of use your judgment on who you give Bourbon Balls to. Yeah. Yeah, and I will store them in the freezer. I will just take these little Ziploc bags, just like this, with my twine on it, and I will keep them in the freezer until I get ready to take them to whoever. They thaw out really fast. I've never had an issue. In fact, we've been known to eat them frozen. Our heathens have, I'm just saying. So, but that is how you do bourbon balls, and you just wrap them up like that. You can use a red string or whatever kind of, they'd be cute in little decorative bags. I use what I have on hand. Y'all know Big Mama. They get in the bourbon, they don't need, nothing fancy. I'm just saying. Alright, so, and then tomorrow you will see why I'm in the mood that I am. Yeah, y'all, these Spritz cookies are kicking Big Mama's tail. The Wilton Cookie Press. Oh, you'll see tomorrow. You'll see. So, as the world turns, continued next time. Dun, 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 dun. I will see y'all tomorrow.